Hello and welcome to another Afternoon Idle. My name is Andrew. I'm a certified mindfulness meditation coach in the Unified Mindfulness System. You can find out more about at unifiedmindfulness.com. I am many things, but what I am not is a licensed therapist or mental health professional. I have been meditating for, I think, about 11 years. Depends on when you start counting, I guess. So I've been doing this a little bit, and I still trip over stuff and forget to meditate and all the fun stuff that happens at the beginning. But what I have gotten is a lot out of the practice as a whole. And especially with Unified Mindfulness, I've gotten a lot out of the techniques in daily life, or in sort of what Shinzen calls life practice overall. So yeah. It's Friday. I've been sort of playing around with format and such, and so on Thursdays we do kind of an opposite version of what we normally do on Monday through Wednesday and Friday. And so what we're normally doing is contrast sit. So we're comparing a technique, which I'm calling doing something, with the technique of do nothing. And all of these techniques are at least inspired by techniques that you'll find in the Unified Mindfulness System. And playing around with this idea of bearing down on an object of meditation and then easing up, and playing around with this notion of right laziness, which is really just another way of saying right effort, but it's more entertaining to me, at least. And so we're doing usually a noting technique of some sort at the beginning, and then contrasting that with a more open awareness technique at the end. Hopefully the meditation guidance that I offer is open to you as a beginner or someone who's not an experienced meditator. If it's not, you should always feel free to raise your hand and wave furiously to point that out. So, or comment, so that it's not just bots that comment on here. So if you're watching after the fact and I've not described something, or it's been somewhat confusing, always welcome to chime in and ask those questions. Or you can always reach out to me on Instagram. My handle on Instagram is Leonards, Lenards, and I believe my direct messages are open. So, all right. So, loving kindness meditation, or friendliness, is what we've been doing on Fridays. And what this is in essence a practice of offering out to a series of people, including yourself often, these sort of well wishes, or like sending out good vibes, if you will. Or in the past, I've done guidance around sort of virtual gift giving, or those gifts may be like patience and grit and resilience or buoyancy or things along those lines. So Brian Lesage will often use this imagery of sort of picking flowers from the heart and making a bouquet, and like handing that bouquet to someone as a gift. And so me 11 years ago, before I started meditating, probably wouldn't like that imagery, but I definitely I can kind of resonate with that as I've done more and more of the practice. So if that's just sort of like I don't want to do that, you can use the phrases as an object of focus, and focus on the repetition of the phrases as more of a concentration practice. Totally fine. Or, as always, you're welcome to do a practice, do whatever your normal practice is. If you're just here as a way to use the time, this time slot is a sort of a commitment device, so that you'll make sure you do it, that's awesome. So you're always welcome to do that. But I'll be offering guidance at the beginning, the do something part around metta, METTA, or loving kindness, friendliness, and then we'll shift into the nothing part. We're going to sit for about 15 minutes. If you have any questions while I'm getting my timer ready, you can always ask those in chat. I think chat's there. Maybe it's over there. It's on one of these sides, maybe down here. All right. So thank you for those tuning in live. So to begin, I invite you to take up a posture that helps you be both relaxed and alert, upright, dignified. And sometimes it's helpful to use the perceptual cues of the body to help kind of check in with our posture. So we want the shoulders to be above the hips if possible, the nose to be aligned with the navel, the ears to be aligned with the shoulders. And you can play with the tipping of your head. One of my original meditation teachers said that he considered the chin to be a little bit like a concentration accelerator pedal. So as you tip the chin into the sternum, you may get more concentrated. I have no idea if that's true, but I've played with it. Each of us carries tension in often unique places in the body. So just checking in to see if there's any tension. Often that's in areas like the forehead, around the eyes, often the jaw or the neck, likely the shoulders. So just noticing the tension, sometimes it will fade. And if it doesn't, it's our first opportunity to bring a quality of no big dealness to our sit. And then a few deliberate breaths, maybe 3 or 4. And slow and low is the tempo, Beastie Boys say, of what we're looking for. Breathing in slow through the nose or through the mouth with pursed lips, sometimes called straw breathing, and elongating and accentuating the exhale. You may notice that as you exhale, you're able to settle into the posture with sort of each exhalation. And then we'll begin by bringing to mind someone. And start with someone who's close to you and who your relationship is uncomplicated. Maybe they're struggling more nowadays with the holidays as they are, or maybe they're sick, or maybe they're in quarantine. And we'll use some of the more traditional phrases. Offer them. They can be silently repeated, or if you're in a situation where you're comfortable saying them out loud, that's fine too. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you know your own resilience. Again, these are light well wishes, not commandments or expectations. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you know your own resilience. You can choose to repeat the phrases fast. That helps you in keeping focus, or slow them down if that helps. Totally up to you. Or finally, you can shorten the phrases, maybe to one word: safe, healthy, resilient. As we repeat the phrases, we can bring that individual to mind. So explore this friendliness practice for a bit. Now let's bring to mind someone else, especially if you had a set of people that you, somebody that didn't get picked. Let's move to them. Again, the pattern is the same. We offer the phrases, bringing that person to mind. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you know your own resilience. Or our shortened form: safe, healthy, resilient. So continue on with this individual for a bit. Good. So here's a decision point for you. If you're resonating with friendliness practice, I invite you and encourage you to continue. Choose someone else and keep going. But if not, this is the time we switch and let go of the technique. So if you feel like letting go, you can, and shift into this stance of being expansive, allowing the attention to be free range. Whatever happens, happen. You can let that happen and explore having the technique of no technique, do nothing. So your attention may get pulled away. That's fine. We're allowing the attention to go wherever it wants. You may spontaneously resume repeating phrases. That's okay too. Or if you've continued with the meditation, with the practice, you may want to switch to the next individual. Keep going. If your eyes have been closed, I invite you to open them, connect to your surroundings, maybe wiggling your fingers, your toes, a bit of a stretch. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for spending 20 some minutes with me and everyone else that's tuning in live. Thank you, Angie. Hello. So, in the last week or so, we've had a number of really, very enjoyable reports for me because they were highlighting how skillfully folks are meeting their experience and tuning the guidance to be beneficial for them. So it's been really encouraging. So if you have any reports to share, always love to hear those. And then if you have questions, I can offer responses. I am not bold enough to say that they will be answers, but I will always respond. So, and then one more time, I know some of you are participating in the mini meditation retreat on Sunday, and some of you have already reached out to me and gotten links to it. So there is going to be half-day mini meditation retreat done virtually, as is the tradition nowadays, called Hit the Pause Button. And opportunities for practice are really quite helpful nowadays, especially during the holidays, the normal crunch of the holidays. So that's on Sunday. It starts at 11 a.m. Eastern and runs until 3 p.m. Eastern. You can join late, you can leave early, you can stay for a little bit, totally fine. If you're interested in that, go ahead and reach out to me on Instagram and I can give you the Zoom link for it. So you're all welcome. But the group that's leading it has been just sort of keeping it to be kind of a close-knit group. So there's that. And then if you're part of the Do Nothing project community, you probably already know about this, but there's an unofficial Do Nothing project sort of community group now that's up on Facebook. And so I'm not officially endorsing it or anything like that, but if you don't know about that and you only tune into the Do Nothing project kind of after the fact, after it's live, you may not see that being mentioned. And so that's another place for folks to be able to get together and kind of share things. So it's been cool to see sort of people's book recommendations and articles and stuff like that have been shared on there. So, and I hear they've got really cool moderators. So, and I'm not one of them, but they have really cool moderators. So that's another week in the books. I will be doing live stream stuff all next week. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to be at this cabin the week of the 28th. So everybody that's going is getting COVID tested and all that fun stuff. And so I don't know if I'm going to have. There's Wi-Fi at the cabin. I don't know how stable that Wi-Fi is going to be. So my sort of predict and prepare mindset is going to be I'm going to record 5 sort of 15-minute length pieces next week, and then I'll schedule them so that they'll come up at 1:00 Eastern during that whole week. So they'll be videos that I record, but they won't necessarily be live. And then if I can do them live on Monday, I'll also do them live. So that's the plan. It's kind of like both the yes and answer. So why not both? So that's what I'm kind of going with as a plan. So sorry about that. Didn't turn my notifications on or off. So may you have a great weekend. If you're not here on Monday, happy solstice and all that other sort of stuff. But we'll be doing stuff next week. I'm not really sure if I have a theme yet. So if you have any requests, you can also sort of leave comments for requests on actually all week if you have any requests. So I do think on Christmas, I will be doing it on Christmas, which is next Friday. I'm I'm probably there's a specific Jack Kornfield loving kindness meditation that I'm particularly fond of, and so I'm probably just going to crib off of Jack Kornfield on that one. And we'll probably do that as like a self-compassion. So it'll be friendliness, but it'll be self-compassion. So there's that. Someone had asked about doing Tonglen. Tonglen to me is not one I want to drop into that little something part. It's a little more involved. So I've been looking at trying to put together a more introductory like video length that would be a little bit longer, so it'd have a little more explanation around it. And I've been remiss in not doing this, but I have been doing Tonglen for Jeff Bridges, the actor who played the dude, or El Duderino, if you're not into the whole brevity thing. And so I've been kind of playing around with trying to do a video that would explain that, and then offer up as kind of a Tonglen for Jeff Bridges as kind of that subject. So psychology research says I probably shouldn't say that's what I've been thinking about, because it reduces the likelihood of me doing it. So I probably should have not said that, but oh well. So yeah, so have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for joining either live or after the fact. Yeah. And then I will eventually tell you about where, well, if you care, but I'm going to be a guest on a software industry podcast about meditation for curious skeptics is the topic. I've been talking with one of the hosts of that podcast, and we're recording on the solstice on Monday. So I'm pretty jazzed about that as a thing. There's sort of a happens chance that it ended up connecting and such. So that's something that will be coming. So on the off chance that I know a few of the folks that watch after this is recorded are also software professionals. So that's coming, if you haven't heard me already glowing about that. So yeah.